Michael won. Michael won.
Go on Facebook? Is this going to go on Facebook?
All right, guys.
I can put it on Facebook right now if you
Oh
want.
yeah? Wow. That's what you call service.
All right, did the flash go off? Let me do one with the flash. Hold on.
Okay. Do you have a soft focus?
I don't know what I have, man. All right, I think I'm pretty good.
Yeah, Mark.
I love you.
I
I know that all of you love my husband, and he did a great things in his life. Heritage Markian, take care of it. Okay, safe ride, and we'll see you on the beach. Okay, and all the runners have a good ride. Thank you, Liz.
Thank you so much, everybody. I mean, it's needless to say thank you, thank you. I think seeing so many wonderful people together is a testimony to what my father's life was all about. It was about friends, and it was about love and motivation. And I think that he would have been so honored to see everyone here. It's exactly how he wanted to go. You know, a lot of you know him as a friend, and you know him as a motivator and a sportsman, but a lot of you don't know him as a father. He was really and truly a great father, and you know, he's got some big shoes to fill, Champo. You've got some big shoes to fill. You know, he was always there for us. You know, no matter what we did, he was never one to get angry. And now he was a disciplinarian. I think when I was 7, I said a bad word. I was trying to do a handstand, and I fell over and I said the F word. And I didn't know that anybody was there, and he was in the kitchen and he heard me. He disciplined me right away, and to this day I've never said a bad word in front of my parents, ever. So in that way, he was so strict. We always ate together as a family. He taught us from very young how to eat properly. His famous saying was that all of his children should be able to sit at the king's table and yet share bread with a beggar. Meaning that you should be educated enough and cultured enough that you can fit into every situation and love everyone equally. Not look down on anyone and never look up at anyone, because we are all the same. He also rarely got mad, and I remember he was like a lion taking care of his cubs and the lion of the clan, because we would get into a lot of trouble. And believe me, Michael and I think between us, we've crashed how many cars? I hit a car, and not just any car, I hit Officer Jules' car. And I went to the police station, and I was in huge trouble. I felt, and I cried, and I just sat there waiting for my parents to come, and he never once got angry. He was so relieved that we were okay, that I was okay. And it's been the same every time we've done it. Maybe he should have been angry. He's never ever held it against us, and he always hugged us and said, "Thank God you're okay." And I think that's the kind of person he was. He always forgave very quickly. He never held a grudge. And so, Dad, I love you. And goodbye.
I don't know if I can say anything. Susie, thank you very much. Like she said, he was always very supportive of everything his children did. Everything. Any sport we would want to get into, as long as it was positive. It didn't matter how much money he had left in his bank account. We had to have whatever we had to do for whatever hobby or sport we were into. And I remember so many good memories of my father, and that's why it makes it a lot easier, I think, that we have so many great memories, because so many people, so many of you have said it already. on Facebook and in emails and over the phone, that he will live on through all the kindness and the love that he shared with all of us. And that makes it much easier for me, because I just think about him and it makes me smile and cry at the same time. And just, you know, it's so much joy that he brought our family, and so many, look how many of you came, and people that couldn't even make it today. He reached so much, and it was so, it really helped reading all the messages from so many people he's touched, because you knew then, I mean, even without that we knew it, but we knew how full of a life he led. So much adventure, like Dave Crowley, my godfather, and he started the running club, and the list goes on. And just the other day I was looking through the photos to select for the slideshow tonight, and so many photos that I didn't even know existed, and I was like, wow, if I could ever, what you said, shoes to fill? How could I ever fill those shoes? How could any of us? And Dad, thank you so much for what you've given us. And when I think about him, the memories are so strong. He really lives on inside. And you know, I heard so many people say it before of loved ones that's passed away, and you never really understand it until it happens to you. And thank you, Arjen. Thanks.
Thank you, Michael.
Malcolm, my dear friend, we are about to continue this journey like so many journeys and trips we made together. It was 1984 that we met, and I can still remember it so very clear. I have no other words to describe it, but it was love at first sight. We became friends, very good friends, more than friends. You took me in your family, and I became part of it. We went on one of the best trips of my life, when we sailed with the whole family on the then famous charter boat El Tigre, the catamaran that you ran between Sint Maarten and Sint Barts, down to the islands, stopping in all the different places until we arrived in Grenada. Grenada, where you had met Liz, where you were once a charter boat captain, and Liz your stewardess, and where you had so many good memories. What brought us together was a shared passion for a certain healthy lifestyle, a passion for exercise in combination with enjoying life and sharing it with others. To share this, we started first the Roadrunners Club. We organized races to involve others, but always to share a good time and a drink afterwards. A good example was our Sunday morning breakfast runs around the lagoon or part of it, and a cappuccino and a croissants afterwards in the best. And often we would sit until 11 or 12 o'clock in the morning, and it was more a social gathering. But what brought many people to join us was your ability to motivate people. People that would never thought they would be able to run, bike, swim or kayak to join us. Through your patience, your charm, you taught many that anything is possible. And so you changed so many people's lives. I think there are many standing here that can remember those days. Now, seasoned athletes, each in his own way, but one shy and insecure. And thanks to you, Malcolm, they are the persons that they are now. You had many brilliant ideas about organizing events, and one I have to mention, a brilliant idea, was the Around the Island relay race. Exactly what you envisioned. Involve a lot of people and join two sides, Dutch and French. Running a short distance, so anyone could join. In the best year we had around 60 teams, not only from Sint Maarten but also from other islands, which means 600 runners on the road. What an impact you made on this island. You came up with ideas about trips abroad to compete in races in other countries. I say compete, but it was more about taking part and preferable to finish and meeting other people and visiting other places. And so we traveled for running, biking, triathlons and kayak races all over the world. From the New York Marathon to running races in Sint Barts in Anguilla. From the World Championships triathlons in Canada and Disneyland to triathlons here in Antigua or Puerto Rico. We traveled a lot together. Let's not forget, Malcolm, that you were able to live this life, to be the man you are, thanks to Liz. Next to a great man is a great woman. She was always for you there, and especially in these last trying months, stood, sat, lay beside you, and prepared you for this journey. Malcolm, we will continue our travels. There is no goodbye and no farewell, because part of you will always be with me, with us. Whenever I will run, bike, kayak, you will be with me, my friend. And when I raise my glass of wine, we will drink together. I am lucky to be your friend, and friendships like this never die. And now we will continue this journey, and I'm sure that the winds that once blew you over the ocean and brought you to the Caribbean islands, to Grenada, to Liz, and then to St. Martin and us, will bring you again to a place where you will belong, but always here, to our hearts, where you always will be. Fair winds and a safe passage. Malcolm, my dear friend.